Darth Plagueis, a Dark Lord of the Sith with a lust for immortality. A being so powerful he could save others from death. Apprentice to Tenebrous, master to Sidious. Plagueis' role in the Skywalker saga may appear small given that he's mentioned only one time and makes 0 appearances across all 9 films. But make no mistake, Darth Plagueis is among the most influential figures in the story of Skywalker. But how did his story begin? What triggered his hunger to avenge the Sith and his journey to becoming one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy? From the very beginning, even before he was born, Plagueis' story is dark. The paths of most characters who turn to the dark side generally hinge on a series of pivotal choices they consciously make, and eventually they come to a fork in the road where they must choose light or dark. Not so for Darth Plagueis. Standing in stark contrast to Dooku, a renowned Jedi Master before pledging himself to the Sith, to Anakin, a young prodigy heralded as the Jedi Chosen One before he betrayed everyone he loved, and even to Palpatine, who was already a student in university before Plagueis ever found him, Plagueis never had a choice. After Darth Bane created the Rule of Two, the Sith elected not to recruit young children as the Jedi did, instead finding it beneficial to allow a being's life to harden them first, separating the strong from the weak, and then allowing the Force to bring master and apprentice together. But Plagueis, formerly known as Hego Damask, was an exception to Bane tradition. The ruling Dark Lord of the time, Darth Tenebrous, was in search of his own apprentice, but dedicated to finding one strong enough for his unique goals, Tenebrous was patient. A chance encounter with a Mune called Car Damask would mark the earliest step in the Dark Lord's pursuit of an apprentice, for despite the being's efforts to conceal his abilities, he had a connection to the Force that did not slip past Tenebrous. Years later, the Sith Lord met a female of the same species as Damask who also had a detectable connection to the Force. At that time, Tenebrous recalled his previous encounter with Car, and utilizing unique scientific methods, determined that while neither of these individuals were strong enough to serve as his apprentice, their offspring would be. And so, Tenebrous takes the woman as a disciple, tasks her with romancing Car Damask in order to bear a child, and through an extremely twisted series of events, an acolyte is born. Whether or not this infant would in fact grow into the gifted prospect Tenebrous was in search of remained to be seen, for his research and coinciding prediction about the child could still prove faulty. But unfortunately for the child and for the galaxy, Tenebrous was correct. Young Hego Damask was gifted indeed, coming to realize before the age of 5 that he could use the Force to manipulate the feelings of his playmates, even convincing a certain peer whom he'd grown to dislike to jump from a high window with no more than a single sentence. Hego's mother recorded the boy's upbringing in great detail, speaking with her son frequently about his most intimate thoughts and experiences, and apparently, once the boy's talents had been confirmed, reporting them to Darth Tenebrous. In his mother's view, Hego had always belonged to the Sith Lord. And so it was around this time that the Sith would strike a deal with Hego's parents, promising the fulfillment of his father's lifelong dream to be accepted into the upper echelon of the intergalactic banking clan in exchange for the boy. 5 years later, Hego's father received his due promotion. His mother vanished, never to be seen again by father nor son, and Hego, never given a say in his own fate, became the apprentice of Darth Tenebrous. Tenebrous' plan was realized on that day, but Darth Plagueis had been born years before. Where Darth Vader was born on Coruscant after killing Mace Windu, and Darth Tyrannus after slaying Yaddle, Darth Plagueis had always been. Where Sith Lords past and present turned to the dark side, Plagueis never turned. He never fell, because he never had to. Born on the day of his conception, Plagueis was always fated to be a Dark Lord of the Sith. As is typically the case for darkside origin stories, there is always a touch of tragedy hidden beneath the wreckage, and this was true even for Darth Plagueis. But what do you guys think about the origins of Plagueis? Do you think there was anything that could have prevented him from becoming a Sith, or was his fate sealed from the moment he was conceived? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and make today a great day.